Jose Mourinho and Tottenham crash out of another tournament. They're out of the FA Cup in a 5-4 thriller. Very Spursy again. They took the lead. They got themselves back in for some wonderful work from set pieces. But a stellar performance from ex-Tottenham player Gylfi Sigurdsson. Some wonderful finishing from Richarlison. And, of course, Bernard getting the all-important winner in extra time. What a game. What an advert for the FA Cup. But again, Spurs doing Spurs things. They took the early lead. The setup was great. The play was excellent. The first 35 minutes of this game, Tottenham looked on point. They looked together. They looked how they should. And then Spursy kicked in. Spursy kicked in. There was the most disastrous, calamitous 5-6 minutes you will ever see in professional football, and Everton are 3-1 up. Spurs then get back into the game to 3-3, throw it away. Get back to 4-4, throw it away. And just cannot find it within themselves to muster up the opportunities to be able to push things through. And it is, without a doubt, an absolutely disastrous result in the end. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. A disastrous result in the end. Sorry, having a little bit of lagging problems here. Disastrous result in the end for Tottenham Hotspur. It really is. We want to hear from you. The link is in the description below for you to call in. Big shout out to our title sponsors, Manscaped. If you want 20% discount off all their male grooming products, go check out their website now. All that information is below. Smash that like button as well, please. Already 2,000 people watching across multiple platforms. Make sure you're smashing the like button there. Thank you, Claude, for renewing your membership with us. It means a great deal to us. It truly does. The same as the Devil's Advocate also for renewing their membership as well. Massive thank you to each and every single one of you. We're going to be getting the panel on pretty soon. We've got a man like Jake that's going to be joining us very, very soon. We've got Eleanor who's on already in the background. Ellen looks sad. I think, is Eleanor crying back there? You all want to see that soon. We've got more people coming in and getting tuned in that little bit later as well. But we want to hear from you. If you're phoning in, be ready with your points. We want to hear from you quick, sharp, punchy. Let's jump to this. I'm not too sure why it's being a bit laggy tonight, this system, but I do apologize. But we're here. We're ready to go. Let me just pause that, move this forward, hit that one there. That should make things a little bit better. But overall, as I say, this is just Tottenham being Tottenham for me. And, you know, that Tottenham show was on before this. You heard a lot of the Spurs fans talking about this style of football isn't kind of sustainable. And I'm starting to believe Tottenham fans now. And do you know what? They scored 4 goals tonight. They were predominantly from set pieces, really and truly. Super Chat here says, even with Harry Kane on, they didn't look better than Everton, and that's because there is pressure in the cup. Spurs can't handle pressure. Is that what this was tonight? Did the pressure get to Tottenham? Man like Jerome here says, defense has been an issue for a long time, but those guys have fought. Sorry, those guys have fought today. I cannot say anything to them because they fought back bravely. Okay, you're saying they fought back? Do you know what they did? You got back into the game, but you crumbled again. You know, Davinson Sanchez scored 2 goals tonight, but the defensive performance from him was atrocious. Even Højbjerg tonight. Look, the penalty weren't really his fault because for me it wasn't a penalty. But still, overall, the play and everything else about Spurs tonight was just poor. It truly, truly was. It truly, truly was a poor night for Tottenham. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Can't be denied or anything along those lines. Poor night for Tottenham. It really is. They're out of the cup. We want a gal, people are shouting. Maybe a gal will get himself on. But you guys have called in quicker than the panel tonight. You guys have called in quicker than the panel tonight. So we're going to jump into some of your calls right away. As I say, make sure that like button's being hit on 2,000 people watching live just on YouTube alone. Why are we not on 1,000 likes, people? Let's get this done right about now. Let's keep this video trending. Remember, Midnight Vibes is up in an hour's time as well. So they will follow straight on from us. Straight on from us this evening. Everybody's screaming for a gal to come on the show tonight. The fake creator says, oozing depression. Listen, proper Spurs fans are gutted tonight because the chances of silverware are falling away. And you know what? That was the point of Jose Mourinho. That's why he came to the football club, to win trophies. It really is. First up on the show tonight, we've got Hawk. Hawk's going to be with us here. We're going to get him on the air. Hawk, welcome back to the channel. What do you want to say?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, bro. What do you want to say?
I just wanted to say that obviously I'm a Man United fan, so I was earlier. But Tottenham, they look better tonight. I think Jose Mourinho, when he's in the league, he doesn't really play like that. But when he's in the cup, he plays more attacking football, and I think Spurs fans should be happy for that style of play to happen.
So you think you played? I mean, Spurs fans, thank you very much for your call, Hawk. Played more attacking football. Tottenham fans, are you happy with that? Next up on the show, we're going to have Lamin. Lamin, welcome back to the Football Terrace. What do you want to say?
Hi, Terry. I am gas right now. I'm gas. I just think this is just Tottenham being Tottenham. I'd never really got like why people give Tottenham all of this hype here. To me, they're not a big club. And I would say Harry Kane now, he needs to leave Tottenham for his own legacy. Because there's no point beating Shearer's record if you don't have a title, if you don't have any trophy. And I can't see him winning anything with Tottenham. He just has to go to a bigger club to win. And right now, in a way, I kind of blame Arsenal anyway for giving all this hype to Tottenham. Because to me, you can't have a seat at the table with the big boys if you don't have a trophy to your name. That's just simple as that. Tottenham be acting all big and that, but really and truly, they just bottle jobs. This is just what they do, and I'm not surprised. So it is what it is. So I'm sleeping happy tonight. But you know.
There we go. Lemon has spoken. He's happy. Harry Kane should leave Tottenham. What do the Spurs fans watching think of that? Thank you very much for your call. Next up, we've got Ryan Madden, who is a Spurs fan. Ryan, welcome back to the Terrace. Harry Kane, should he leave? Your bottle job. That's what rivals are saying. Give me your reaction to being dumped out of the cup tonight, mate.
You know what, Terry? First of all, thanks for having me on. You know what? If you watch Eleanor's Tottenham show, obviously every Wednesday, I have been a massive Mourinho man out. I wanted him out, but my frustration has moved now from Mourinho to the board due to the fact we are now, tonight, we played attacking football. It just proves tonight that the defence is not good enough to keep teams out. It's not. We've got Kane, we've got Son, we've got Ndombele. Even Lamella's playing well at the minute. It just proves. The only thing I could hope for is the board look at this and think, you know what? If Mourinho's the man to keep in charge of this club, we've got to back him in the summer window. He's got to get his defenders in. We've gone to Everton. We've got 4 goals. If you go to Goodison Park and get 4 goals, you've played well. Let's be honest, you have played well. It's not Spurs there. It's not bottled.
You think conceding 5 goals isn't a problem?
Oh yeah, massively. Like I said, the defense. That's the defense at the minute at Tottenham. That's the problem at the minute. Conceding 5 goals. If you look at, I think 2 of their goals, Richarlison and Bernard. That was Matt Doherty at right back, who's not tracking the left winger in. That's the problem we've got at the minute. That's the entire problem. We've got great attacking football. We can get forward as much as we want, but until this defence is sorted, we will not get nothing. And then we've got Man City at the weekend with Sterling, Foden, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, players like that, Gundogan. It's just going to keep happening until the board wake up. If they want Mourinho, fine. Have Mourinho. That is the choice you want for a trophy. But if you've got a man like Mourinho, you've got to back him. You've got to get him the defenders that he wants.
Do you know what? I hear you on that. I think the question right now is, are they going to back Jose? Do they want to stick with him through this? Because defensively, listen, my football club's in an atrocious state defensively at the moment. But the way you conceded some of those goals, I wouldn't say Everton were exactly cutting edge tonight. The vast majority with defensive mistakes, players stepping out of position, loose balls being given away on the edge of the box. And that's a concentration thing. and a quality thing together. Ryan, thank you very much for coming back on the show, mate. Be good to chat to you again soon. All the best, Ryan. Thank you. We had a super chat come in from Jerome. I might have missed it because there's been so many comments coming in because people are bantering hard right now. When that comes back up on my screen, I'll read it out. Maya is now backstage, ready to join the panel, along with Eleanor, along with Jake. We're going to do a few more cool Spurs fans. I don't know if they look happy or sad. I can't tell. Next on the show, we've got Soul Reacts. Soul React, what are you saying?
Yes, Terry. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Very loudly as well. What do you want to say?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm a Tottenham fan. To be honest, I just need to say something to Spurs fans. Like, we asked for this entertaining football, and you saw what we got. We just got ran through by Richarlison. You know, like, we're all over the show at the moment. Like, I don't know. People want Jose out. I don't think so. We need to stick with him.
So you think you should stick with Jose Mourinho? What makes you want to stick with him? What is it about Jose that makes you want to stick with him?
It's his track record. Like, I know at United he didn't do it, but he had the same situation there as what he's got here. These players, come on, they're joke, man. People like Steven Berg, when he can't be playing, he cannot be starting in any top six in the Premier League, any top six team. People like Matt Doherty, Ben Davis, come on. They are awful, bro. They were slipping and sliding all over the shop today. All over the show.
Listen, I hear you on that. I mean, some of them were Jose signings. Like, people are having a go at Doherty, but you know, he was a Jose Mourinho signing as an example. Vinicius, these guys that people are saying are not good enough. I mean,
100%.
Are they Jose signings, or was he just given them by Daniel Levy? What's your thoughts?
I think Daniel Levy. I think since Jose's come in, he's had a lot more control than what Poch would have had over signings. Like Vinicius, he was a Jose signing. But Doherty, I'm not too sure. I think that's a very Levy type signing, similar to when we had Trippier. But I don't know why we let people like Kyle Walker-Peters go. Spurs fans wanted him gone. He had one, maybe two league appearances. They all wanted him out last season. Now look what we have. I don't know. I think we've just made some bad decisions in this team, and we're paying for it.
Listen, I understand where you're coming from. I think the Jose Mourinho thing, it's only going to work if he remains happy. If he doesn't, there's going to be problems there. But listen, Sol, thank you very much for coming on and having your say. We had a I don't know who he supported earlier, was saying Harry Kane should leave and should go to a club where he's going to be able to score goals and win trophies together. We're going to have Jake. We're going to have Eleanor. We're going to have Maya on very, very soon as well. I have no idea where Alex is. I'm not sure if he's coming on at all tonight. I know you're all asking for Egal as well. Maybe he'll be coming a little later. Just keep hitting that like button. Let's get this to 1,000 likes, people. Super chat here. I'm still waiting for the last super chat from Jerome to come up, but it just hasn't appeared. It's kind of weird. It's like blurred out on the screen. We've got one here that says Everton didn't have to work too hard. They were just clinical, good game management from Carlo Ancelotti. Spurs should question Jose Mourinho's tactics. What do you all think tuning in and watching? Let's go to CFC RS, who's a Chelsea fan. What are you saying, mate?
Yo, I just want to say, yeah, Tottenham are so fucking shit. Tottenham, yeah, they're the most overhyped. Oh, sorry about that. But Tottenham, yeah, they're the most overhyped team in Premier League history. I do not care. How are these men classified as a top 6 team? Leicester are literally clear of Tottenham. Leicester are clear of Tottenham. In terms of trophies, Tottenham are on the same level with West Ham. And these Tottenham fans act like they're a good team. You're just a mediocre team. Even this season, you're not even going to finish top 4. You're not going to finish top 5. Probably going to finish that 7th or something. You man are so dead. It's actually so sad. And you man talk about, oh, when Kane's in the team, we're a better team. No, you're not. You're still mediocre. Even with Kane in the team today, like, you still lost. Like, even with Kane and Son, you're still not good. Jose is just tired, yeah. I don't even care about him. Even though I'm a Chelsea fan, I don't care about him no more. Jose is tired. He wasn't been relevant since 2015. His tactics are just dinosaur tactics. Like, he's just an ancient manager. I don't know for him, yeah. But even with an attacking brand of football with Poch, you might still don't win nothing. Even with a defensive style of football, you man still aren't gonna do nothing either. You're not winning the Carabao Cup. Let's be real, you're not winning it, and you're not gonna finish top 6. So you man just need to spend money. It's about spending money. You guys talk about, oh, Man United spend money, Chelsea, City spend money, but yeah, you need to spend money if you wanna win stuff. You man literally don't spend money, and you haven't spent money for years. That's why you have nothing in your trophy cabinet. Like, you're just done at him, man. Tottenham are just so dead.
There we go. That's CFCRS having his say. Thank you very much for your call. Shots being fired tonight. Next on the show, Come On You Spurs TV is here. What you saying, bro? How you doing, Alan? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yourself?
I'm very well.
My takeaway from that is Spurs fans are happier with the performance. We got 5 put past us by Everton. We play more expansive football, more open football against bigger teams, and we're just going to get peppered like we did back in the days when we lost 6-0 to Man City, 5-0 to Liverpool. It's not good enough. What we need to do is, I think, Doherty's not done it for me at all. Sanchez isn't good enough at the back. Alderweireld, since he's lost for Tongan, hasn't looked the same. I think we need to play more pragmatic and build from there and get to the transfer window in the summer and just redefine our defence. Because at the moment, if we play more open game after game like we did tonight, we're just going to get taken apart. I think pragmatic is the way forward for now. When I last spoke to you, I said I was Jose Mourinho out because it seemed more toxic. Now they seem to be fighting for him again. So I'm more than happy for him to proceed if the toxic behaviour of the players and behind the scenes, stops. But at the moment, we get taken apart by Everton, like 5 goals against Everton. If we continue like this, it's just going to get worse against the big teams.
Listen, I understand where you're coming from. I don't know how many Spurs supporters will agree with you to remain pragmatic, but maybe tonight's a bit of a wake-up call that this defence, your team can't cope if you're opening up. Maybe, just maybe. The only thing I'm going to say to that is that was always the excuse that certain United fans gave Jose, that if we open up, we get panned. You've got to train to open up. You can't train all week and play pragmatic football, and then on the Saturday, I'm just using that example, go, right, it'll be open and expansive. It has to almost be worked into your team, really. But I hear what you're saying, mate. Thank you very much for calling. We're going to get the panel on in about 5 minutes. They're waiting patiently to hear from you. Still no sign of Alex. I don't know where Alex is. I don't know what Alex is doing. Who we have for you right now, he's got the biggest smile on his face. I'm glad to see this man smiling. It's a man like Neeks in the house. We also got Jem here as well. Boys, how you doing?
Not bad, bro. I am so happy. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Da, 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 da. I'm about to lose control.
God. Spurs.
Where's Alex? I don't want to say anything until Alex is here. Come on, Alex.
I don't know where Alex is. I legitimately don't know where he is.
Listen, Terry, I was watching the Spurs podcast. I was kind of on the playback before this game, and I only got halfway through. Listen, all I'm saying is I stand with David. The guy David is on the panel. I stand with him. The Spurs fans have got so big for their boots. I don't know where this confidence has come from. They think they're better. I said this before we lost 6-1, and I stand by it. I don't care. They think they are better than they are. They think they are bigger than they are. You have to remember what you are. Jose knows what he's doing, or should I say knows what he's trying to do. There's a method to what you perceive as his madness. When you played West Ham, you were 3-0 up, you were going forward and trying to get more. And what did you do? You capitulated. You drew 3-3. Today, you got the football that you cried for just a few minutes before kickoff. This is what we want to play. This is how we want to do it. And you were 3-1 down just before half time. And then you conceded 5 goals. Like, Jose does not concede 5 goals. There's a reason why you are playing so defensive. Now, I'm not saying that in every game, the Brightons, the Newcastles, you need to be like this, but he's trying to instill some kind of defensive solidity in this team that I feel like until you do that, he's not going to allow you to just open up. And you haven't proved that you can do that because you concede these late goals to poor attacking teams. That when you come against a better attacking team, like at Everton, a better manager, like at Ancelotti, you're going to get ripped apart. Spurs fans deserve this loss. And I'm talking about the ones who have been hounding Jose Mourinho to play attacking football. This is the Spurs that I grew up on. They play beautiful attacking football and they lost every game.
I hear where you're coming from. We're going to add some of the panel in now as well to have your say. Make sure everyone's smashing the like button. Over 3,000 people watching, which is absolutely amazing. Someone here says, Terry, could you check Chelsea's win percentage with Davinson Sanchez playing? I'd have to, that'd take me a little bit of time to research it, but I don't think it's going to be very high. AJ here says, we've done it. Everton, baby. Now we beat Liverpool at Anfield. Carlo is the godfather of football. That's AJ and his dad buzzing there. We've got a few more super chats to do here. They've all just come through pretty much the same time. Romario, I'm not saying the second part of his name, but Romario here says, spot on, Neeks. It isn't Jose's fault. We don't have the personnel to be a successful team. Linda here, Liverpool fan, says, best game I've seen in ages. And as a Liverpool fan, you are speaking the truth there. There's no doubt about that.
Proper cup time. Proper cup time.
Yeah, proper FA Cup.
Cup time. Yeah. More super chats. Red Ruby here says, I wonder if Daniel Levy released his appointment as a best.
Realize.
He's appointed a best before expiry date trophy, Jose, who only won based on being given funds to buy. Sorry, my reading's terrible tonight. I'm knackered and exhausted. I hear you think Jose's past it. He only wins with buying. Fair enough. And Mr. Big Sexy 79, 66, sorry, 26. 69 was in when I heard that. Hope all these Jose negative outs, some on your panel, say nothing about Jose tonight. Loss is all on the players defending. Absolutely shocking. I can't have that, though. I can't have that. I can't. Jose, of course, is partly to blame. He manages them still. It can't just be it's the players for me. Let's get some of this panel on, ladies and gentlemen. We are joined by the gorgeous, the sumptuous, the sexy, one of the best-looking panelists on the football terrace. Man like Jake is here. How you doing, bro? Hope you are good. We're joined by host of That Tottenham Show, Eleanor, and back by popular demand, not been on for a while, the lovely Maya is here. Maya Graham is here as well. How are you all? Chelsea Spurs fans, doing well?
Been better.
Been better. I want to go straight to Eleanor on this. Eleanor, being called out, people saying Jose outers like you are partly responsible for tonight. You almost forced him into playing this attacking game. Do you feel accountable?
I don't see what's better, losing 1-0 or losing 5-4. The loss is still there. It doesn't change anything. What you're saying is 100% true. You can't train to play pragmatic football and then suddenly just chuck them in to play expansive. There's got to be obviously some sort of training in. But fair enough, cool. He played the attacking football that I want. There's no different. For me, I felt like we were in the game till the end. I like to feel like we're in the game till the end. We did look like we were in the game till the end. What's the difference of going in literally to a game expecting to lose? We played against Chelsea. Best we could have got out of that game was a 0-0 draw with the way we were playing. So this game, we actually we had a chance till right at the end, realistically, with that, winks in general. I don't even need to say too much, but winks in general. But for me, I'm just saying that it doesn't really make sense that we are sitting here saying, we played expansive football. We lost. We literally are losing games playing pragmatic. So what is the difference? At least we had a chance. At least we had a chance. I'm sorry, but we looked like we were going to get a goal rather than not. We literally looked like we could have done something. Now, with a bit more coaching, better defenders, we can play that football. But what I'm saying is there's no difference of playing Chelsea the way we did, 1-0, literally looked like we were going to lose that game. We literally looked like we were going to lose that game, playing the way we did, rather than playing this football and actually look like we had a chance right to the end. To me, I don't see how that's better.
Maya, what's your thoughts? Do you agree with Eleanor?
A little bit. Not fully. Look, Jose Mourinho is a defensive coach. He's won Champions League. He's won leagues. He does what he does being a defensive coach. I think it's time us Spurs fans just firm it and realise that we play best when we play his defensive football. When he's coaching us from the back forward as a whole team defending, we play well, fairly well, because he's a defensive coach. We he's going to have to work with what he's got. Look, I've never been Jose out because, and I've said it this whole period of us being quite poor, is that these players, and a lot of them aren't good enough. And people are saying, Jose out, Jose out. Have you seen what he's working with? I'm sorry, I'm not a Jose out, and I won't be, because his squad is not good enough, in my opinion. And with what he's got, he's not doing an awful job. I do get the frustration, because I feel the same, in that I like expansive football. I do. We all loved when we were playing football under Poch, but we have to suck it up and realise that's not what we're going to get under Jose Mourinho. And we just have to ride the wave, understand it's pragmatic football or conceding 5 goals. And I know which one I'd prefer at the minute.
Is it even possible? Because the team that you had under Poch at their peak is better than the team you've got now, I would say. So is it even possible to play Poch's style of football successfully with this team? I don't think your defense is as strong. And other than Kane and Son, who you had under Poch, I don't think your attack is as strong. I think this team is just not as good as some Spurs fans think they are, personally.
I think if you look at it, I want to take away the defence, to be honest, because I think when we were playing really well with Toby and Jan those few seasons, and we had 2 of the best fullbacks in the league, and in rotation our fullbacks were okay as well. I want to take the defence out of the picture. Other than that, player for player, this Spurs team now are good. They are very, very good. And I do believe that they are very capable of playing that expansive football under the right coach. But we don't have that. Like, we need to wake up and realise we can't have our cake and eat it. Like, we knew what we were getting with this man. And if it's going to win us a trophy, if it's going to win us the Carabao, if whatever it's going to get us, we're going to get there by playing that football, because I don't think this team at the minute under Jose can get there playing expansive football. Like Ellen said, we're not going to go from one extreme to the other. Like tonight, it proved we leaked 5 goals.
Yeah, I hear you, Jake. What's your views on this, mate? I mean, I know you've not been you've been Jose out. I mean, you actually said you wanted him sacked just before the Carabao Cup final to maybe create like a bounce to win it. What's your thoughts after tonight's game? More expansive, more open, but ship 5 goals and out of another tournament.
I'll say first thing. I don't know. I'll just say this, that I think I kind of disagree with everyone. Because firstly, I think it doesn't have to be one way or the other. It doesn't have to be expansive every game. It doesn't have to be defensive every game. Just pick and choose your moment. Pick and choose the games you do that in. Today, I think because of where Everton are in the table and how well they can do at times and how inconsistent they can be, it's neither here nor there. I think we probably would have lost 1-0 either, if we played the other way. But I do think, in games like this and teams lower in the table, we're always going to give ourselves more of a chance of winning by utilising what we have best, and that's our attacking players. And that's the problem I have with Jose, is that when you do play against the likes of Brighton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, we still sit back. That's the issue I have with him. However, when we do play against teams higher above, I'm more than happy to sit back, soak up pressure and hit them with the 1-2 punch. That's fine. I totally get that. So, and I think I disagree with what Neek said about the West Ham game when we drew 3-3. We were attacking for 35 minutes, scored 3 goals, and then we sat back after that and we soaked up pressure, and then we invited West Ham onto us.
You brought on Bale.
It was the game, Neek. So
you brought on Bale.
That's an L.
You brought on Bale. You brought on Bale.
What's your point?
I'm saying, sure you brought him on to score more goals, man. You brought him on to score more goals.
No, the approach was totally different. The approach was totally different. We brought him on and we approached that game more defensively than in that second half.
My point is, the Jose I know, generally, like when he's bringing on a Matic to see out the game. He brought on an attacker to score more goals in that West Ham game.
The style was more pragmatic.
Well, Bale was also.
I'm not blaming Bale. I'm just saying
it was more to do with fitness for Bale at the time. He wasn't playing any games. He was just coming back from injury. But either way, the point is, our players are dead. Our defense, that is, defensively, Sanchez, Toby's done. Sanchez is just horrendous. Eric Dyer finished. He didn't play today, but if he did play, it would have been the same result. And I think again, like I said, no matter what style of play we had today, no matter what the approach, we would have lost. I think either way in two different ways. I just feel Jose does need his players. I get that, and he has to have his players. I don't trust him with them, but you have to give him his defense. You have to give him a backline that he can work with for us to actually make a judgment. But what I will say is, one final thing I'll say, the matter, Harry Winks, dead baller, top 10 worst Spurs midfielders I've seen at the club. Is better than Harry Winks.
I swear, like, again, from an outsider looking in at Tottenham, I really felt he was somebody that Spurs fans were raving up 18 months ago. He should be playing for England. When did the love affair with Harry Winks stop, Eleanor? I mean, you look like you're fuming with Winks. Do you know, I mean, what is it? When did this happen?
For me, when the Bayern Munich game 7-2, when he played at the bottom holding that diamond, that's it. I was like, this guy is dead. He's a sideways merchant. He's losing. He literally was dead. And from that game on, I was like, this guy should not be a first team player. What top 6 club wants him? If City wants him, if Pep wants him, I will take him there. He needs to go away from my club. If he really is a Spurs fan, do not put my shirt on again. Like, do not play for us again. Like, I'm fuming.
He had that great shot at the end, didn't he? Did you see his shot at the end? I don't
know when he ever scored that in his life, and then he's
I don't know what's funnier. That shot at the end, or actually what one of Maya's tweets that got me laughing during the game was watching Ben Davies try and use his right foot, and then I started watching it because Maya drew my attention to it, and I'm like, oh, wow, it really is bad. It's like watching a cow try and ice skate. It's mad. Really,
I just want to say one thing, because I just want to say one thing. You know, everyone's saying, like when Maya said, we don't have an attacking coach. We don't have an attacking coach. We're never going to get that. So this is how we're going to lose games. So you're telling me a serial winner threw away a cup game by playing an attacking game just to prove to the fans? That's not exactly some serial winner mentality, is it? Because he seems to have opened up just to prove a point that he can't play like that. I mean, I'm sorry, but to me, that sounds like he's using his own ego over actual results, which is apparently why we got him.
I don't think that was the aim tonight. I don't think.
I mean, but if we're playing attacking football that he can't coach, why is he getting it then? Why is he making us play it then? To prove a point?
No, I feel coming off the West Brom game, coming off the way we approached that game, he may.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like he can coach it. I feel like he can coach it. Just doesn't work.
Yeah, we stood more of a chance playing this way against Everton today. But again, I think he's always going to let us down. And until Jose actually gets centre backs, because at the end of the day, Sanchez's only decent season was his first season in partnership with Vertonghen.
Yeah, I mean,
he carried him.
I hear that. We're going to refresh some of this panel. Jake, thank you for coming on. Jem as well, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Alex is in the back. Alex is coming on very, very soon. Cheers, Jake. Legend. Thank you very much for coming on. Jem, my guy. Speak to you again soon, bro. I have some super chats first. First one is from Jerome that says, Jose went for it because it was a cup game. Next week when we play City, we will be more pragmatic. I mean, Saturday, brother. And it feels like next week, but everything's all in this week, bro. It's a few days away. That defense has been an issue since before last season. We have never replaced players that made us a fortress. Zane, the Arsenal fan, one of our legendary super chats, says, Terry, why are you talking about Spurs? They've never been a top team. I don't really know how to respond to that. They're part of the top 6. They're part of the big 6. They just lost the game. They are above Arsenal. I mean, Zane, they're better than you, bruv. They're above you in the league and they beat you. So, yeah, they're bigger than your team, man, like Zane. We're going to throw in a few more people now. We're going to throw in Kesh, who's with us now, who's a gooner. Indiana is here. And I know you've all been waiting for Alex for a while now. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Let's get this past 1,000 likes, people. Super fan, Alex. I think Alex is happy that you're out of this tournament because remember, aren't important. Alex, how happy are you to be out of the FA Cup tonight and right about Jose Mourinho? How happy are you, Alex?
I don't know what you're talking about, Terry. Anyway, just a little bit on the game. I did see the first goal, but from the first half, I was actually quite happy with it because Kane wasn't playing and we actually were looking like we weren't missing him. And then we let in the 2 goals, which was just terrible. And I just didn't understand the defence. I mean, Højbjerg wasn't very good tonight, but I mean, we all know why, because he played too many games. So it just caught up with him. So that's quite simple, really.
Yeah. In terms of the match, I want to ask you a few questions about it. First of all, we're going to speak Hugo Lloris in a minute because he's getting slammed on social media for poor goalkeeping for the first goal, especially. In terms of Jose Mourinho's approach to the game tonight, Alex, were you happy with the more open and expansive approach, or would you have preferred typical Jose, hard to beat, especially after going 1-0 up early on and see out the game? Do you prefer to play this way and lose, or Jose's way and sometimes win?
Well, I prefer today because it was more expensive, but also we did look like we missed Kane. We were playing to the attacking players' strength, but the problem was that we let in some really bad goals, and then we got back into the game and we had momentum, and then Kane came on. We let in the goal, and then I don't know if it was that order or anything like that. And we got the goal back, so we had momentum, and we didn't take that momentum on to win the game. So that's where I wasn't happy.
Yeah,
and I can see what their problems are on defence. I'm just going to make it quite clear I'm just going to put scenarios out there, and that's it quickly, because I wanted to say this on the Spurs show, but we weren't really talking about it. Tottenham need to do. They've got a choice here. They've got 3 choices here. They either sack him, sack Mourinho, back the players and get somebody like Pochettino in. Either do what I can't believe I'm saying this. Do what Terry says. Do what Jose wants. Do not get an ego about that, Terry. Do not get an ego about that, Terry.
Me
do
with
not.
Right? With an ego.
Right? And the third option, which I think is the best option in my opinion, because I think they're not going to sack him, and they're still going to keep the players to get Champions League, is get an assistant in who Jose believes in, like Newcastle have done with Graham Jones. I can't remember his name now, Jones. And what he needs to be is a man manager who can challenge. You can challenge him on his views and be a man manager for the players and develop them and take on some stuff and things like that.
That's fine. Those are 3 options, and I think they're quite obvious 3 options. Which of the 3 would you prefer? Poch back? How are you going to get Poch back? Or if not Poch?
No, someone like Poch. Poch.
Okay, fair enough. Listen, Alex, thank you. I want to go to Kesh here. I want to get a bit of a rival's view on this. A lot of banter going Spurs' way because they've gone out. A lot of people calling it bottle job, Spurs, etc. What did you make of their performance tonight? And is this more the direction you think they should move into, or just, as Maya sort of alluded to, you should just let Jose play Jose's way?
I don't think they performed bad, but if you look at that Spurs defense, I don't think there's anyone in that defense that Jose can depend on when it comes to the going, getting tough, defending, just being consistent. You look at Dion Alderweireld, like he's past his best. He was past his best the year Von Tongen went, but they decided to keep him. In terms of saying Jose needs to play this way, I don't agree, because this has never been Jose's way. He's never played open, expensive football. What Jose plays is pragmatic football, sit back, and you figure out the team, and your attacking players do what the attacking players do. He just needs to be backed by Levy and get better defenders in who he knows he can count on. To say that you want him to play attacking football all because that's what you've got over the last few years with Poch, it's never won you anything. So why do you want to persist with it? You've got a proven manager with a proven track record, and you're moving as if you're bigger than what you're getting now. You're not bigger than what you're getting now.
Can I just respond to that, please? Because I'm sorry, Kesh, you've got no point of view here in that sense. Because as far as I'm concerned, the main thing for the board is getting top 4. Okay, the only people that do not understand that is on this channel, because they don't understand the Tottenham situation. Elena understands the situation. Maya definitely understands the situation, because you know as well. And other people understand. Even Chris Cowlin who's watched trophies, he says the trophies are coming, says the same thing I'm saying.
Trophies are just for ego, Alex.
Nonsense.
Trophies are just for
and again,
ego.
you don't understand the situation at Tottenham. So
Alex,
that is just a narrative that you're saying. That's I'm going to say it to the Chelsea fans as well, because I switched off when they were talking on the Chelsea stream because I'm talking nonsense then as well. So I'm sorry, that's nonsense.
I've backed your view before, yeah, and I agree. Like, all fans want to play this pretty progressive football. We get it, but the fact that Levy decided to go down this path, you've got to fully back Jose in what he's doing and his ideas, and he will actually bring you over that line where you win stuff, where you are fighting and challenging in the top four. I believe Jose can do it. Jose's not a finished manager. It's just that you've brought him in, and the summer transfer window, I don't think it was good enough for a manager of Jose's ability. He should have got at least a centre back in, and that wasn't provided to him. And this is why you're being let down on right now. You're not getting the results that Jose could deliver. And one more thing. I do believe Jose actually felt he can go toe-to-toe with Ancelotti today. I feel that's why he decided to play that open football, because he believed his Spurs team could do it.
Agreed.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I want to ask, delve into a few other areas there in relation to Spurs. So I'm just laughing. So one of the earlier callers brought up something about Harry Kane, and it's almost like this is a do or die season. I think if you don't win the Carabao Cup, a lot of people are going to probably refer back to his interview with Jamie Carragher from the summer, where he spoke about wanting to win. From your point of view, Maya, do you have any fears that if you have another sort of season with an empty trophy cabinet, it could be the beginning of the end of Harry Kane at Tottenham?
Yeah, I do, definitely. I think we've been worried for years now, and I think if this was another, it sounds crazy, but if this was another season under Poch, maybe not, because it'd still be part of that build. But we've scrapped that, and we've gone in, we've got Jose, and we've got Jose for one job, and that's to get trophies. So people like Harry Kane, Son, our big players, stay with us. And if we can't get it in Jose's second or first full season, then I can't blame Harry Kane for going. No player is bigger than the club, but he deserves more than what his club is giving him, because his club is giving him nothing right now. Don't get me wrong, I would hate to see him go. We all would. But I think any Spurs fan who has a bit of sense about them would understand that Harry Kane, being labelled as one of the best strikers in the world, needs to really have a trophy behind him to seal that name of being one of the best strikers in the world. And if he doesn't get it at Tottenham this season with Jose, I don't know when he's going to get it at Tottenham.
Can I ask, in terms of winning a trophy or getting top four, which one do you think is more likely to keep the likes of Kane, Son? So is playing in the Champions League more important to them, in your opinion? Of course, we don't know what's actually going on in their head. Or winning a trophy, they can say, you know, I won a trophy. I know we're playing another season in the Europa League, but I'm willing to back this process under Jose because it can reap rewards. Or will top four be enough to say, all right, we'll stay for another year because I'm playing?
Terry, can I just answer that, please?
I know what you're going to say, Alex. We don't
in this channel. Can I just answer that? Okay. If we just get Carabao Cup and we get Europa League, he's leaving. He's leaving. Son's leaving. And the other way. Pardon? If you get Champions League, he might stay. He might stay, but that's questionable. But Kane, he's had injuries and he's only got 5 years left. I'm not a medical professional, but those injuries are going to catch up with him. So he knows that. So for me, Carabao Cup he's not staying. He's not staying. I've told you already why he's not staying, because you know he'll go off somewhere else to get major trophies.
I think you're underestimating, Alex, the maybe subconscious psychological benefit that this will have on those Tottenham players. Whether it is just a Boxing League Cup, this psychologically will do so much for that Spurs dressing room. And I feel like Harry Kane would stay, personally.
Can I just come back to that then?
Yeah,
what happened in 2008?
Hang on.
He won a cup over Ramos. And he won trophies.
Kane.
Can I just interject?
So I don't get that argument.
Sorry, Alex. No disrespect. You had some good players back in 2008. You didn't have one of the very best strikers in the world, first and foremost, in relation to this conversation. And equally, in 2008, Tottenham were not as good a team as you are now. You just simply weren't
irrelevant, Terry, though. Terry, that is absolutely irrelevant.
Can I just
and that's why we don't.
Eleanor, 1 second. Eleanor, 1 second. Sorry. Of course, Alex, it is relevant to how good you are.
Relevant.
I'll tell you why it's relevant, please. I'll tell you why it's relevant, because you're on the edge of being, in my opinion, all the banter aside, you're on the edge. You're already in the top 6. You weren't considered part of the top echelon at that point. When Wigan won the FA Cup, nobody thought, right, they can now go on to challenge for a title next year because they got relegated. Spurs are at the other end of that spectrum. You're a big team with lots of quality players in your team, with a world-class manager, huge budgets, brand new stadium that's been built to help you bring trophies in. That's why you've done it. You want to dine at the elite end of the table. To really get your feet under there and cement yourselves, trophies are the next important factor. So you can't compare yourselves to the same Tottenham team from 2008 or to 1999, the last 2 times you won trophies, because Spurs have moved into a new era and you want to be a different animal. I can't understand. You seem to sit there and go on.
I don't agree with you.
1 second. No, I don't care if you agree with me, because the vast majority of Tottenham fans that I speak to do agree with me. You don't.
Well, that's my opinion.
Alex, but I don't care about your opinion because you keep coming on.
That's cool then. That's cool then.
Let me just finish speaking, please, right? I care about your opinion to ask you things. What I mean is, when I say I don't care about your opinion, you come in here and tell us, say you don't understand Tottenham. It's one of the most arrogant comments that anybody can come out with, even about their own team, because there are tens of thousands, maybe even millions of Tottenham fans out there that want to move to the next stage. Winning trophies for them is more important than a top four position. Our viewers, our panelists, and you just sit there because one journalist whose backside you love to kiss says that coming top in the top 4 is more important to this club than winning a trophy is nonsense, because the board aren't the club, the fans are. And the vast majority of Tottenham fans, in my opinion, want to start winning trophies. And they know if they don't, the likes of Son and Harry Kane are likely to leave soon, because Kane has come out himself and said it, mate. That's my view. El, what were you going to say?
I think we need both. I think we need top 4 and we need a trophy. I don't think one or the other is going to be enough for them to stay. Genuinely, I don't think winning a Carabao Cup is going to be enough, and I don't think top 4 is going to be enough. We need that by the Europa League.
Can I say something though?
If we win that Europa League, fair enough. But I think he wants to play in the elite competition because he deserves it, and he needs trophies. And clubs that are doing both are going to come for him. So I think we need both. I feel like we're not being honest.
But you not getting top 4 this year is not a Jose problem. If you look at the other,
I'm not blaming Jose now. I'm just talking in general.
How is it not his problem, mate? How's it not his problem, mate? I'm confused.
The reason why, yes, I understand you can be playing better football, but I still don't believe you playing better football will catapult you into the top 4. If you look at the teams ahead of you, they're way ahead of the chasing pack. Like, everyone's getting gas about what Villa is doing, what Everton is doing. Those 2 teams are not going to finish in the top 4 come the end of the season. So get out of your head and stop thinking just because they're doing it, Spurs should be doing it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Catch that ball.
She was responding to my question about Kane and Son.
Yeah, I want to go to Indiana here for a minute. Indiana, I mean, you love a striker. You love a proper striker. Harry Kane is one. Yeah. Forget whether you think he will or not. Do you think it's imperative for his career and legacy as a footballer to join a winning team so that he can cement himself as a true great of the game?
He has to leave. I actually think for his career, he has to leave. You should have bought better in the summer. I don't know what Dorothy's doing there. I have no idea. Højbjerg, I think, is signing the season. Don't get me wrong. But that defense is just terrible. I think he went out today thinking, we're going to concede goals anyway. Let's go for it.
Yeah, but
I don't think he thought he had a choice. It's FA Cup football. It's knockout football. Let's go for it and see if we can nick a win. Cool. But in terms of Kane, he has to leave. If you're not gonna back a Jose Mourinho fully, like, for me, you should have got Jesse Lingard. You should have tried everything to get Jesse Lingard. Defend from the front. No, because you have to buy the right players to do it. There's a reason why he's not playing.
But I think we need defenders.
But you defend from the front with Mourinho.
Yeah, but
everyone's defensive.
Yeah, but
that's the point.
That's
the whole point. But I think for Kane,
we don't really need Lingard.
people. But I think for Kane, I think he needs to go to a club where he can win things. We forget. I get what Alex is saying. Yes, the club want top four. Of course, they do Champions League money. But the players want trophies, and so if you're not getting trophies, the players aren't happy. The players aren't happy. They're not performing. You're not getting top four.
Yeah.
Carabao Cup is not. Kane's not staying, mate. He's gone.
That's not the point, Alex. You're missing the point here. You're missing the point.
No. Terry's got a weak argument.
Winning mentality into the players.
I can battle you all day, mate.
Let them.
It's not 5-4 between us. It's 10-0 between us. Like the moment, and I'm winning it. You know what I mean? I've got 2 hat-tricks against you, mate. You're this low. I'm up here, mate. You know what I mean? It's not happening. So I don't know what you're talking about.
What just happened?
So anyway, but like I said to you,
Alex, my guy,
he's going. He's leaving. That's it.
Guys, we're gonna refresh.
We're gonna Carabao Cup.
1 second, bro. 1 second, bro. Listen. We're gonna refresh the panel a little bit. Neeks, Kesh, thank you both very much for coming on. I really appreciate it, boys. We've got a very special guest for you all coming on, ladies and gentlemen. You've been calling for him the entire stream. Can't wait to get the man on. Let's do this.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I need a girl to ride. I need a girl to make my wife. I need a girl who's mine, oh mine. I need a girl in my life. I need a girl to ride. I need a girl to be my wife. Nobody else, she's all mine. I need a girl. Yeah. Yo, I'm internationally known on the microphone.
I just felt like playing it. Egal's with us. What do you want to say, mate? Oh wow, look at you. Look at you in your little lumberjack.
Bro.
Yeah, I had a Zoom call with some people from back home.
There. Hello, mate. Go on, mate. What do you want to say?
Okay, simple. Harry Kane doesn't have to leave. For the good of Spurs, you guys should want him to leave, because at your club, he's never going to have a top legendary status in world football. And if you guys ever want to get back to the level you guys want to get to be challenging for the top 4 and challenging for Champions League, I feel like this guy, Harry Kane, when it comes down to it, he might be the only chip, the only 2 chips you have to cash in to reinvest in the squad is Harry Kane and Son. Now, moving past that and going back into this game, I told you guys weren't going to win the FA Cup. I told you guys you weren't going to win the league. And I'm telling you guys, you're not going to win the League Cup. You're not going to win the Europa League. This whole season for you guys, do you guys think you're going to win a cup? You're not winning that. You're not getting Champions League football. No salt. Literally, I feel like you guys don't realize that your team is a one-man team. And in order for you guys to reinvest the team, you need to get rid of him and maybe reinvest that money into somebody else. Just saying.
I don't know who he thinks he's rattling, because...
No, I'm not rattling no one. I'm literally just speaking facts.
Like, it's pretty true. Okay, fair enough. Kane needs to leave because he needs to win stuff. Agreed. Our board is crap. Agreed. We're not going to invest. The only way we'll invest is if we get money in. Agreed. He's our best player. Do what Liverpool did when they sold Coutinho. Agreed. I agree with you. But I would rather him stay and our board actually invest, but they won't. They won't do it. So the way we would do that is by selling him. And it's unfortunate because 100%, I think he needs both. I think he needs a trophy. He needs to see sustainability. He needs to see ambition from our board. And he also, and he needs a trophy. So it's true. He needs all of that stuff to stay here. All of that. And that's not going to happen in one season, especially under a short-term manager, a board that won't invest and won't show ambition, and we don't win trophies. So
why do you think you guys are so big? You guys have been overachieving for 5 seasons.
I do agree with overachieving. Good manager. We've been overachieving. Yes, but I don't invest. Yes, you're right.
I wouldn't say Spurs have been overachieving. They've had a brilliant squad. They had Poch is a top-level manager. My point is this. I think I keep saying this. I think you've got to where you are, and it's now about going to the next level. The next level is adding trophies to this. If over the last 5-6 years, if over the last 5 years, if Spurs would have picked up 2 FA Cups and a League Cup, and the finishes they had, that's the next stage now. It's finishing in the top 4 and it's getting to finals and winning them as an example. I want to speak about another player that's getting a lot of criticism, like Hugo Lloris. There's a few top-level goalkeepers in the Premier League now, David De Gea being one of them, Hugo Lloris being another, that just seem to be past their very best. Maya, from your point of view, is that another area that you think that your board and Levy need to invest in the summer?
Yeah, I do. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy with Lloris not necessarily this game, but I'm happy with him this season. We shipped out Gazaniga and Joe Hart's our number 2, which I'm not too happy about because I don't think he's a good enough second goalkeeper, to be honest. He's great for the dressing room, but we've seen some pretty dodgy performances from him this season. So I think that a good, young, fresh goalkeeper, I don't know if we'll bring back Gazaniga and it'll be him, I don't know, but we need a good second because I'm happy with Lloris still. I don't think he's past it. I think he still pulls off some very, very good saves that have kept us in games at times, but he is getting on a bit. So I think it's not about getting rid of Lloris at all. I think it's about investing into someone who can learn and somebody who we can really think when it comes to cup games, okay, we're happy with our second keeper going in goal. Because I'm sure I speak on behalf of a lot of Tottenham fans when we don't think that Joe Hart is a good enough number 2. He's what, as old as Lloris? I think we need something fresh.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Is there anyone, Ellen, that you have in mind? Nick Pope, maybe? I mean, that's a name that a lot of people are talking about at the moment. Or is there something else, another name within sort of the Spurs echelons that everybody wants to get involved?
I mean, for me, I don't even look at Lloris being a number 1 thing to replace the number 2. I look at the defence. If we had a better defence, it wouldn't get to Lloris as much. He wouldn't have to make so many mistakes. I totally agree with Maya. We need someone who can learn off. Lloris is all right for now. He's not great, but I think he's getting on a bit. But our main priority is not Lloris. It's like one of our least priorities. I think our main priority needs to be centre backs. We need to get centre backs. So for me, it's like, cool, we could get a keeper. I'm not happy with Joe Hart being number 2. I wanted Gazaniga to be our number 2 over the ones we had in option. But, it's just the way it's worked out because Jose Mourinho loves him. I don't know. But for me, it's more centre backs that we need to invest in so they don't actually get to our keeper. For me, that in my opinion.
What's your thoughts?
What do you guys blame?
Okay. Say that again.
I was going to say, what do you guys blame? Who do you guys blame? Because at the beginning, I remember when the transfer window was over, you guys were saying, wow, you guys did so much business for 62 million in the span when everyone's going through COVID. You brought in a lot of players. So are you saying those players that you brought in are not good enough now? Or are you saying that you guys need to spend more money in the transfer window? Which one is it?
I mean, I trusted what Jose Mourinho wanted at that point. Okay, yeah, I thought he got good targets in. I mean, for me, when we got Doherty, I was like, oh, we might be playing a back 3 because Doherty is a wing back. He's always been better at Wolves in a back 3. So I was like, oh, maybe that's what we're progressing to. Obviously, I wasn't too big on the Højbjerg signing, but I've been proved massively wrong, which I'm so happy about because he's literally transformed our team. But overall, I was like, yeah, I am happy. I didn't know Bale was finished. I didn't think that these things were going to be too much of an issue. I was like, we actually got a right wing that can actually play because that right hand side is generally a problem. But for me, we don't have a DOF. We need a DOF. Our DOF left after he had an argument with Levy because, he doesn't get anyone he wants, and he went and created a great team for Leipzig. So for me, our problem is we do not have a DOF rather than it being, Jose Mourinho,
So
Daniel
your
Levy.
problem's not on the pitch.
I agree. I agree that Jose Mourinho didn't make good signings. Maybe he went in with some names and Levy came back with different names. But we need a director of football, which we don't have. And our director of football left.
Your problems are not on the pitch. Your problems are not on the pitch. You're saying they're board level. You're saying your problems are not on the pitch. They're board level. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I think it's both, but I've always blamed our board. I'm not happy with our board. I think it's both. But for me, I'm not happy with our board.
Your board got you from... Elena, no, your board got you from 8th to battling in the top echelon of the Premier. You guys were always 10th, 11th, fighting at the mid-table.
Yeah, can I just reply to that? We had a good DOF, and then as soon as the DOF left... No, as soon as we had the DOF, we had a good DOF. That's when we got Son, we got Dele, we got Eric Dyer at his peak, and he was really good as a DM when we first got him. When we got all them players in and we started climbing up the table, and then we got to top 4, we had a great DOF, and it was good because we made signings that were young, cheaper, and we actually looked like we were progressing. The problem is that our board did do well, But well, our DOF did well, but our board did terribly by letting him go, by not backing the signings he wanted to get. So as soon as our DOF left, we've sort of seen that decline. As soon as our DOF left, we've seen a decline.
Okay, so
yeah,
my point earlier was Harry Kane and Son are your only chips that you guys can sell. If a director of football does come in, he's going to look at the team. He's going to be like, it needs reinvestment. If the only way you can reinvest is to get rid of those guys to bring other players in, are you willing to do that as fans?
It depends, I think. I genuinely think it depends. I think it depends on who we're looking to get, for me. Depends on who we're looking to get, because we could be looking to get youngsters that we can afford and sort of look to it for a long period of time. But the problem is we had a great DOF that was building a very good team. The reason why they left is due to our board. So for me, it's like it's still our board. Like, yes, they had that great DOF that was signing players. Like, it's like it was almost like a very B-Tech version of a Campos, where you're buying young players that were getting good. Dele Alli's, for example, the Sons. And then in general, we let him go because he said his dream job turned into a nightmare when he started asking Daniel Levy for signings, and Levy said it wasn't good enough. Then they're not young enough, they're not cheap enough. You know, we shouldn't be getting them.
I hear you on that. Great conversation, and I think I always love listening to rivals battle about what's wrong with their clubs. Kind of getting to the last third of the season now. I want to go to Alex first on this question. I'm going to get Ram to jump in as well, and everybody else in the last 7 minutes. Remember, Midnight Vibes is starting bang on midnight. So straight from this stream, straight into theirs. Please, ladies and gentlemen, go and support KJ, Kendall, and all the crew over there on Midnight Vibes tonight. But Alex, from your point of view now, we go into sort of the final third of the season. We're coming down the home straight. You've got a cup final, Europa League, and hopefully a top 4 race to look forward to. From this point moving forward, what does success for you personally look like from this point?
Champions League qualification next season. Whether it's through the Europa League, which is going to be an absolute game changer for Tottenham, or through the league, which I think is very unlikely at the moment. And you know, if we can get a cup, like the Carabao Cup, I think it's a successful season, and it will be better than Poch if we have both Champions League qualification and a trophy.
Okay, I hear you on that, Ram. I mean, from your point of view, when you look at Tottenham, you're obviously a rival looking at them. What does success look like from here? Is it just top 4, or do they, in your opinion, do they have to add silverware?
I think the most important thing is silverware. It instills that winning mentality in a team. Right? We talk about Jose Mourinho, that period that he had at Chelsea. He's always mentions that League Cup win in 2005. That was the starting point of their success. And if I think that League Cup final is make or break for Tottenham Hotspur. If they lose it, I don't think it's going to be a very good season for them. If they do win it, then it will be a very good fight for top 4. That's my opinion.
How about yourself, Maya? What does success look like from here for you?
I would be happy with Europe, so I'd be happy with Europa again. If we get a trophy, so obviously Champions League would be nicer, but if it's Europa League again, okay. And then obviously now we're aiming for either the League Cup or the Europa League, so one of the two, and European football.
Yeah.
For me, Champions League is not a do or die. I will not be disappointed. I know, Alex, you really want it and you think that's what we're striving for. And I do believe Tottenham are a club that should be playing Champions League football. But I'm not too bothered next season if we don't get it.
Yeah, I hear you on that. And for Gals, you're a rival. If you could pick now the end of the season, so Champions League, no trophy, or a trophy or two and no Champions League for Tottenham, which would hurt you more as a rival to see?
If they get Champions League football, they will be able to reinvest and do more. I think that's the lesser of the two evils than them winning a trophy. If they win a trophy, we can't have that joke over them. I like that joke. I'm gonna keep it. But I would say this. As a Tottenham fan, if you guys, I think the way you guys should think is, it doesn't matter what we accomplish this season, Champions League or no Champions League. I just want to see the adequate improvements going into next year. So even if you don't get Champions League football, you still want to see them go in ambitiously in the window to help out whoever's the manager at that time. Because if you guys don't get Champions League football, and you have a plan B signings, it could affect you in the long run. That's what's affected us numerous times. I'm just gonna speak from experience.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I think that makes a lot of sense. We have a few super chats here as we come towards the end of the show. The first one from Ruby Red says, question to the panel, do you think Jose lost his mojo when Rui Ferrer left? And if so, who actually was the serial winner for 17 years, Rui? Rui Ferrer.
No, I'm glad he didn't come, by the way.
Who,
I'm
Rui
glad
Ferrer?
Ferrer didn't come because I heard that they were winding each other up from what I heard. So I'm glad he did.
Rui Ferrer was actually one of my old clients. He's actually one of the most beautiful and loveliest men I've ever had the fortune of working with and being around. So maybe there may have been conflicts between the two of them. Rui Ferrer, as far as I know, wanted to go off and do a few things by himself, and where he wanted to go, obviously Jose was in a different country, let alone different job. But listen, I think Jose Mourinho was on the decline, in my opinion, before he came to Manchester United. And I think a lot of it, as I've always said, has been down to his ability to manage in the modern day era. If I'm being honest, Jerome here of another super chat says, I want the Carabao Cup and Europa League. Then it is a successful season. Top four will just be another season without nothing to show for it. We need a trophy. And that's the point I always make to you, Alex. There's a lot of Tottenham fans that completely disagree with you. So when you when you throw out stuff like you don't understand my club, I listen to a lot of Spurs fans, not just yourself. Comment here says Maya needs a hug. She looks sad. Oh, bless. So it happens when Jose's your manager, I suppose. It leaves you like that. Man like Flo here says Spurs will always be Spursy. It's in their DNA. Eleanor, that red and white scarf is waiting for you. Igal, how are you doing, bruv? A little bit of banter there to end the show. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much as ever for tuning in. Big announcement very, very, very soon from us here at the Football Terrace. It's going to be an even bigger shock than my hair all growing back, which in itself is a medical marvel. Hit that like button right about now. Make sure you subscribe, turn on bell notifications, sign up to our Discord server and all our socials. The information for that is inside the description below. Go and support KJ now, one of our hosts over on Midnight Vibes. It's literally starting in 30 seconds. Until next time, take care of yourself.